So today we're going to discuss 3 ways that we can avoid having a bad customer experience from our customer. So it's really more so from the customer's point of view. So what can you do as a business, starting a business, whether you have a storefront or you have a client base, whatever the industry is, pretty much you can avoid this through your staff, of course. So before I tell you about the 3 ways to avoid having a bad customer experience, I want to tell you some of the things that drive bad customer experience. And it's really starting with the frustration. So we're going to give you 3 different things that drive the frustration with our customers. And then we'll talk about how to avoid them in the future. So the number 1 thing, if I'm looking in my notes of my handy dandy notebook, I would say number 1 frustration is that the sales agent or the front desk or the associate does not have enough information to be able to handle the situation themselves. So that means that when you call or when you walk into a store, the person who's there to assist you does not have all the resources to make the decision or to be able to know how to handle a certain situation. So it does create a level of frustration because, like I mentioned earlier on, if the customer is already coming angry or upset about something, you want to be educated as a sales agent or a front desk so that you're able to handle the situation for them without having to not know enough and then now creating an extra level of frustration for the customer. The reason I would say the number 2 frustration for customers that create a bad customer experience is that the customer is not able to handle things themselves. So this means that a lot of times when people are placing orders online through your items, or if they have to cancel something, the process within your business is not efficient enough for them to handle it themselves. Now, we understand we do want people to come into the store, speak to a sales rep, speak to a front desk. But if there's an online process of ordering a cancellation, we want to be able to allow customers to be able to do it themselves. Now, as we're coming into a very computerized digital technology world, people do not want to necessarily have to deal with a person. They just want to get it done. They want to cancel. They want to order. They want to make it quick and possible. So if you are creating a process or an online purchase, make sure that you do have a level of efficiency on your process so that they can place an order. I know one thing for sure, a lot of businesses have online purchases, but they want you to create an account. And sometimes it could be frustrating because all you want to do is purchase the item. So it's not helpful to create a long process for customers because they're going to walk away. They're going to be frustrated that they have to remember one more ID, one more username, one more password in order to buy a simple product. Now, the third frustration that will definitely drive bad customer experience is the offer. So for me, if the offer doesn't make sense, or where the offer is coming from, if it's being with a third party, if it doesn't make sense, or the premises of your pricing doesn't make sense, it will definitely create a very big frustration for your customers. In my example with American Express, everything looked perfectly fine. There was no issues with the promotion code. And then when you actually went to place your order, the order went through. But when it was time for me to get my discount, all of a sudden there were promotion codes that allowed the extra discount and there were others that did not. So how was I as a customer to know that the American Express had different promotion codes within the store's website that was limited? Because my cousin was able to get her discount, but for some reason I wasn't. So these are the kind of things that really bring frustration. Now, because in my example, I had already purchased it, I had already used the product, there was nothing I was able to do. I'm sure you got all those 3 level of frustration that creates a bad customer experience. Now that's it, right? No, come on. So you know this is the Shirley M Real. I am going to give you some kind of takeaway. I would never want you to just leave thinking that we don't have a solution to your problem, right? So let me go ahead and now tell you the 3 ways that you can avoid having a bad customer experience and having to hear about it. All right, so here is a great solution. Number 1, The number one solution, I would say, is to learn from your employees. Your staff members, your sales agents, your sales associates, reach out to them and ask and find out from them directly, what are some of the experiences you are seeing or the frustrations that customers are coming in with? Because if they can tell you the experiences they are coming across from the customers, then you can kind of sit down with them and see what information that you can provide them to help them be able to make those decisions or make a decision or make the call to alleviate some of these frustrations. As I stated, number one reason that people do get frustrated is because the people helping them do not have enough information to solve the problem. So you as a business owner, any way that you can speak to your team to get their point of views, let them tell you what's going on with your customers, then you'll be able to tackle them one by one. And you can, of course, have your team help you find out solutions so that they can go ahead and handle the situation. Now, nothing's new under the sun. I'm sure the experience they may have happens on a regular or reoccurring basis. So those are the ones you always want to tackle first. Educate your staff so that they can put out the best information and be able to assist your customers right away to avoid further frustration. So the second way you can avoid of having a bad customer experience is to speak to your customers. So you know how when you go to a retail store and they'll say, oh, did anybody help you today? Whoever remembers who helped them, unless they were really that helpful. So I would suggest as a business owner is to get feedback directly from your customers. Now this means you're asking them maybe for how was your experience? Did anything we can improve on? Another way is to have a suggestion box, have a feedback box, have a way for your customers to come to you with specific things that they're experiencing and how they can be improved. For example, I went to the Hyatt Hotel and they had a little box of suggestions and experiences, anything that we wanted to write about. And I had a great service from a lady in the restaurant. And I was writing saying how great she was and then some of the things I experienced. And granted, it was a chain hotel, but I was so surprised at the level of experience that I had that I just had to inform them about it. But because they had that table already set up for customer feedback, for us to give comments and ways that they can improve was already there in my face, I took no hesitation to go ahead and write about my experience. So if you have a business, maybe people walking into your store, maybe your clients after you've performed the service for them, you can try to get feedback from them directly to see how to make things easier, because you want them to come back, but you don't want them to have any frustration or anything that may drive them away from your business. Now, when it comes to my third way to avoid having a bad customer experience, I'm sorry guys, I'm just a little bit all over the place, but it's because I'm excited about this topic. I deal with it on a regular basis, so I love to inform people, business owners, of ways to really make their business work better for everyone, for you as the business owner, for your staff, as well as the customer. So everybody is winning in these situations. So the third ways to avoid having a bad customer experience is make sure your offer makes sense, okay? Make sure your offer makes sense, the pricing makes sense, and everybody who is on board, meaning everyone that is on board with the offer, that is selling the offer, whether it is where you're marketing it to, and you're also the people that are your staff members that are actually selling. All right, so I hope what I have informed you today has been helpful to your business or something that you can think about as you're working with your staff members and trying to make sure your customers are in your first focus for your business, and that you are looking to provide them the best experience possible. So if this information was helpful, you know what I need you to do is put a thumbs up, right? Thumbs up this video. Of course, if you haven't subscribed before, please do so if you find this information not only helpful, but you are anticipating to learn more about customer service and how to really prep your team to be able to provide that great customer experience. Because that is what we're here for people who are wanting to do better in their business. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I do want to mention that my website, if you go to shirleym.com, Just to let you know that I am offering a free assessment for business owners. This simply means that we're just going to do a walkthrough from a customer's point of view of how you would be providing a great service to your business. So if you would like to take advantage of that, feel free to go to my personal website. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you will continue to tune in to the Shirley M. Real. Bye.